Rice going, chicken going. Smell good. All right. All right.
Are you ready to go?
Mm-hmm.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to day one for the multicultural food demonstrations this week with College of the Sequoias. My name is Brett Kennedy. I work for the EOPS program. This is usually the time of year where we have our multicultural fair on campus. We have celebration with food, entertainment, and also artwork. Unfortunately, this year our campus is closed due to the COVID pandemic, and so this is kind of a substitute for our celebration. Our president of the college, Dr. Brent Calvin, felt the need that in today's climate, the division that we have in this country, that we need to somehow celebrate diversity. So this is our answer to that, and hopefully you guys will pick up something today and learn how to make some curry chicken. We have our expert today is Kerran Green. He's going to be demonstrating how to do the curry chicken and some cabbage and beans, and we're going to learn a little bit about the history of curry in Jamaica, so on and so forth. So without further ado, I introduce Kerran Green.
How you doing, everybody? How you doing? Welcome to Kerribb Flava's kitchen. Well, this is my kitchen at home. Kerribb Flava is down in Exeter, where we have our takeout spot right there, right off the 198. There's a new outdoor eating for people who want to come down, grab something to eat, sit, enjoy the nice breeze that's coming off Badger Hill and looking out at the mountains. Very nice place. If you ever get an opportunity, a chance to come on down, it's from the 198 heading up to Lemon Cove, right before you get to that curry campus. It's a big red building, big old sign that says Kerribb Flava on it. Now today I am going to give you a little history about Jamaica and curry, and I'm also going to do some curry chicken. I'm going to tell you what the spices and herbs that we use to make the curry and how the process is done. I'll give you, and I will also post the recipe later on the website so you can have a try at it. Now, we started Kerribb Flava about 5 years ago, and we've been fortunate to bring a lot of different Jamaican dishes to the Valley and elsewhere. We also have updated a lot of things that we do and revamped a lot of things that we do so we can introduce the Jamaican food to you. A lot of people know about the jerks and the stews and the rice and peas, the plantains and stuff like that. But what they don't know is basically how it started and where it came from. So I chose curry because a lot of people don't believe that curry is a big part of the Jamaican culture, which it is. It actually was around before jerk came around. So curry started back in the late 17th century when the Indians, when the British was there colonizing the country, the island at the time, they brought Indians from India as their help and servants and stuff like that. And they brought with them their culture, their way of cooking, their way of life. And curry was introduced to the island at that time. Because of the because of the way they made the curry back home, they had to revamp again. There's nothing wrong with changing how you do something as long as you keep it the original way and the traditional way. So what they did, instead of doing the paste that they normally do, they created a powder, a curry powder. The curry powder is, hope you guys can see it in the light. There you go. That's the Jamaican curry powder. If you can see it, the color is almost dark yellow. It's very dark. It has a dark color to it, but it's made with turmeric, cumin, and other Jamaican ingredients. But they grind it into a powder and blend all that together. So all of the things that they could find in Jamaica, that's what they infused with their culture and created the Jamaican curry. We don't say chicken curry or anything curry. We always say what it is and then the meat. We emphasize what we're doing. So if we're doing jerk chicken, not chicken jerk, or chicken stew is always stewed chicken. So whatever we're doing with that particular meat, we say what it is. That's why we say curry chicken and not chicken curry. Very important. If you're talking to a Jamaican, you say, hey, I want some chicken curry. They're gonna say no, and they're gonna correct you quickly and instantly about what you just said.
I stand corrected.
So as I said, curry is done. We use curry for basically any meat that we can find, no matter what it is. And so we combine curry with different types of herbs and spices. One of the main herbs and spices that we use is the pimento seed. Very important. We probably use that in almost everything that we cook. We put a couple of it in it because of the flavor that it has and the aroma that it has, gives the food a very excellent taste. We like to use also fresh seasoning. Fresh thyme, very fresh. Okay, fresh green onions or regular onions if you like onions. We love green onions because it gives it just it doesn't overpower the food when you use green onions. Onions, on the other hand, it can overpower the food sometimes. So you make sure if you're using regular onions, use just a little bit, not a lot. Okay. One very important ingredient that you use with curry, no matter what you're doing, if you're making curry, period, fresh garlic. Grind it up, ground it up, whatever. Fresh garlic is very important to use with curry because it gives it that great flavor after, and it doesn't give you that overpowering curry taste in your food. We also use fresh salt, now sea salt, coarse sea salt, not the iodized salt, sea salt. It's better for you anyway. So you use fresh sea salt and also whipped butter. Unsalted whipped butter. I'm gonna tell you why we use unsalted whipped butter. And those are the only ingredients that we use to season our meat and marinate it with the curry powder. The reason why we use unsalted whipped butter is because we put other salts in the food. Some people use seasoning salt to give it their own taste on it. The sea salt is extremely strong, so if you use salted butter in there and you're gonna add more salt to it, it's gonna make your food real salty. And you don't wanna taste the salt in your food, you really wanna get that nice blend of flavor when you're doing it. Dark meat. Dark meat from the chicken is probably best when you're cooking or making curry chicken. I'm gonna tell you why. It picks up the flavor better. And even if you're going to use the breast meat, eventually it's going to dry out. No matter how much liquid you put in there, it will dry out. Guarantee you. I'm not even gonna question. It's not even a debate. Some people say, yeah, I like the white meat, good, but I hope you're gonna eat it right away, because if you put it down in the fridge, try to heat it up the next day, it's gonna be tough. the red meat, the dark meat of the chicken keeps its flavor, it keeps its moisture, and keeps its softness. And you can heat it up the next day and you will think you just took it off the stove. So we use dark meat in our process right here. I already had the chicken seasoned and already in the cooking process because it does take some time. So I'm gonna bring the pot over there just for you guys to see real quick. I hope you can see this. You guys see that?
A little bit more
This
I
way.
don't want you to pour out your juice.
There you go. No, I'm not. How about that? Can you guys see that?
Yeah,
Perfect. All right. So those are those are chicken legs that I had marinating, and the cooking process already started for that. So we normally cook the chicken for I cook mine for like 30 to 40 minutes because I want my chicken to be well done, not just well done, period. I don't take chances when it comes to cooking chicken. It's very important that your chicken is cooking well done. Now, while the chicken is there being cooked, I already had the rice and peas started. I'm gonna tell you, we use coconut milk. I hope you guys can see me. There you go. Coconut milk, okay? Yes, not coconut cream, coconut milk. If you can't find the coconut itself, you can get a can of the milk. That will work very well, just as much. Red kidney beans, if you can't find the dry ones, that takes a process, that takes some time, but they do sell them in a can. They work just as well, okay? Just cut your processing time down a little bit. And so that is done with the rice and peas. We use rice, we use coconut milk, red kidney beans, and all of these ingredients that I just told you, we add that to it, except for the curry. Except for the curry. But we do add the butter, the thyme, all of those fresh seasoning. Again, we're all about fresh herbs and seasoning when it comes to Jamaican cuisine. It's very important. That's what gives it its distinct taste. Now, there's one thing that we don't get readily here is the Scotch bonnet pepper. So what I do, I buy it and I make my own sauce. I wish you guys could smell it and taste it, but I'm telling you, if you ever visit Kerribb Flava, you will know that that jerk seasoning is the business.
Spice.
Yes, we don't skimp on our spices, but I do make my own. So we do add this, a little bit of it to the chicken, because we need to just a slight kick, not a lot. You just want just enough, like, okay, I taste that Scotch bonnet pepper. Scotch bonnet pepper is a big thing in Jamaica. It basically is something that we're known for. Not the habanero, even though we grow it there in Jamaica too. People think it's only in Mexico, but we do grow habanero and jalapenos in Jamaica. Again, okay, we do grow them there. I'm gonna tell you why. So in that region, in the tropical region, which Mexico and a lot of Central American countries fall on, we're in that region. Caribbean islands and all of those other Central American countries fall into that region. So we grow similar foods, similar herbs and spices. The only difference is that we use them differently. But we do have the same exact thing. If you find something in Mexico, I guarantee you 100%, you will find that in one of those Caribbean islands, not even if ands or buts. So that's why. So our cultures are overlapping when it comes to herbs and spices and stuff that we do. Very important. So let's move on down.
I have a question.
Yes.
So if I wanted some of this spice here, where would I get it? Or
You'd have to come to me.
okay.
Because this one is, I actually make this.
Okay.
I get the peppers shipped in and then I make it. So, because again, you can't say you're doing jerk chicken or jerk pork or jerk anything without Scotch bonnet pepper. You can substitute your peppers, but it won't be the same. Okay, so very important. Scotch bonnet peppers, or the original pepper that was used in Jamaica before the Scotch bonnet, was the bird pepper. It was a really small pepper that the Maroons found when they ran away. They were runaway slaves. If you ever go to Jamaica and visit Maroon Town, they'll tell you the whole story. But they're the ones in Boston. In Boston, Jamaica, is a place called Boston in Jamaica.
Thanks for the clarification.
Right? But they are the ones who started the jerk, the Maroons. They started because when they escaped, they had to cook their food on the ground where the smoke was covered. And they mostly do it at nighttime where they couldn't see the fire or the smoke. So they found all the herbs and spices that they could, and because they liked spicy foods, they found the bird peppers. The bird peppers, they would grind them up with all the other herbs and stuff and make their jerk seasoning. That's where the original jerk seasoning came from. But then Scotch bonnet was introduced, and once Scotch bonnet was introduced, there you go.
Yeah.
Very distinct flavor. It can be extremely hot or mild. It depends on how you want it. You want it mild, take the membranes and the seeds out, and you'll get a great flavor, great mild flavor. Won't burn your throat, running from the bathroom. But if you want it really spicy, just throw the whole pepper in there, grind it up, and there you go.
And that's what that is,
And
right?
this is what this
Okay.
is. This is seeds, membranes, name it, it's everything. This is this is the real stuff. And also it has pimento seeds, nutmeg, and other ingredients in there that makes up the jerk seasoning. So that's what's gonna go into that pot over here as soon as it's ready for the seasoning. So when I make any dish that I make, the marinade is different from the final seasoning. It is important that you don't put any of these in the pot while the meat is cooking. You're gonna have a really bad taste. Because all of these herbs, when you cook them out and they soak into the meat, it might give it a bitter taste. You're like, but yeah, it's very important. So when you're cooking the meat, remember the meat soaks up the water. Water goes into the meat and breaks it down and all breaks down the fats and stuff like that. Now, if you have all of this in there, you're getting a bad taste. You're really not gonna get it. This is why this goes in last, because you put the right amount of final, and I call it the final seasoning, just to give you that what the authentic taste should be. So that goes in last. And now that's ready. The rice is being cooked. Steamed cabbage, very simple. Cabbage. We do steamed cabbage a little different. Me, I just use the cabbage alone. Some people will, they'll put little tomatoes, chop up tomatoes and stuff like that, put it in, or other vegetables with it. I just use cabbage. People use corn or carrots and stuff like that. Now, people always, can you see?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, we're good.
Okay, let me move my wine glass. Cheers, people. When I'm cooking, I got my music going, I got my wine going, I get into the mood, and I'm ready to cook. So you can have real delicious food. So cabbage is simple. I just cut it. Like my knife. Awesome. This is a chopping knife that I found. When you use knives, and we'll say something real quick. You use knives, and normally when you put your finger here, you put it right on the blade. And you cut, and it hurts. No matter what kind of knife you're using, it hurts sometimes just because you're digging into it. This knife, you notice where my finger is in the center of the blade. And that's where our sweet spot is. This knife, you can use this knife all day, every day. It rocks. You can hold it long, you can hold it short. You will not hurt your hand and you will not get tired. So very nice chopping knife. If you can find something like this, try it. No, and it's sharp, very sharp. So what I do, I cut the cabbage and I shred it. So this is how I shred the cabbage. It looks almost like a coleslaw. And it's important that you do it like that. Reason being, when you're finished, you want your cabbage to be a little bit crunchy, not overcooked. So you will see when you're cooking it, you will see it start changing color. You gotta make sure that all your ingredients is in there. So what I do, I put cabbage in there, I put my salt, peppers, whatever other season, my butter in there, and let it sit for like 5 minutes. Mix, stir it up, and I'm ready to go. Quick. Don't cook your cabbage for 20 minutes, 15 minutes, even 10 minutes is gonna be, unless you want it really, really soft. I like my cabbage to be a little bit crunchy when I eat it, and it still retains all that flavor and moisture. So, very easy. There you go. And that's how you do it. Just slice right there. I know I'm not gonna cut my finger, people. I'm kind of used to it, even though I've cut it off a couple of times.
Grew back?
Yep, it grew back. I'm
nice.
telling you, I'll probably have extras. But that's how the cabbage is, just real light, real fluffy, not too thick, not too thin. And that's what we use for, again, important. Can't stress enough. These are, let me take the curry out. I'm gonna take the curry out. I'm gonna put the curry over here. These are like our core seasonings, period. Fresh thyme, fresh green onions, fresh pimento seeds. We have the garlic and we have the sea salt. Core. You can add anything else you want to add, but you have these ingredients, you cannot go wrong, period. No matter what you do, can't go wrong. And then we put our adopted stepchild in, which is the Scotch bonnet pepper, to just blend over everything and make everything come together. So it's very important that you look at these. Again, and we'll say it again, pimento seeds, fresh thyme, sea salt, garlic, fresh garlic, okay, green onions, and butter, whipped, unsalted butter. Very important, not salted. All right, so I'm gonna take this over here. So what I do, I get the stove on. All right, grab some olive oil. I use olive oil, love olive oil. Or if you're a coconut person, you can use coconut oil. Gives it a nice aroma, nice flavor. I don't have any coconut oil right now, so I gotta get some shipped in. Because I like to use the real stuff, so sorry. I'm just spoiled like that. So I put some olive oil in the pot, about a tablespoon or so in there, and let that heat up. So once that's heating up, I'm waiting. So the first ingredient I'm gonna put in there, let me check my meat right here. Yeah, that's coming along. All right, so the first ingredients I'm gonna put in there, after I put that in there, is the butter. I'm gonna put some butter in there, let it melt so I can mix it in together. Then I'm gonna throw some salt and pepper in there and a little bit of scallion. Actually, you know what? Get some of this scallion or green onion, as you all call it. A little bit of thyme. So I take the thyme. That's what I do. Very important.
Take your time.
So I grab the leaves and I do sprinkle the leaves in there. Okay, so I'm not gonna throw the stalks away because there's a lot of flavor in there. So I drop them right there. Okay, so I need that, but the leaves will stay. I'll take the stalks out later. So the leaves are in there and I can hear it. You can smell that aroma already. And then you grab a little bit of the garlic. Where is my, here it is. Grab a little bit of the garlic. About a half a tablespoon of garlic right there. You put that in there. All right. We let that go and smell that aroma. The garlic is just,
Oh, yeah, love it.
you smell that garlic, it's awesome. So now I'm gonna drop cabbage right on top of that. Very important. Dropping the garlic right on top, dropping the cabbage right on top. Okay? Covering that,
Oh, it smells good.
leaving it alone. Again, very important when you cook it, leave it alone. Let it do its thing. You keep going over there, don't touch it, leave it alone. Let it do its thing. Let your food do its thing. My rice is done, it's on warm. I'm gonna do a plate when I'm done, so you guys, we're gonna have lunch. I know you guys wish you could be here, but next time.
Well, I'm glad I'm here.
All right, so the meat almost ready for the seasoning. You see the chicken is starting to separate from the bone. Very important. If you don't have a thermometer temperature to check your chicken, one of the best ways to know if your chicken is cooked. Chicken sits on the bone. When it starts cooking, it shrinks, its goal starts moving upwards. When that chicken starts separating from the bone, almost like, okay, you can see down in there, you don't have to worry about if it's not cooked, it's cooked. Because it will not separate and try to come off the bone if it's not cooked. It's virtually impossible to get chicken off the bone if it's not cooked. You have to literally cut it off. So. Very important. So now, this time, cabbages, okay, so I'm gonna show what I was talking about. Because the cabbage, I didn't put any water in there, no liquid, no moisture. As you can see, the cabbage has its own liquid moisture and it's starting to sweat. 5 minutes, like I said, it's not 5 minutes yet, but as you can see, it's starting to cook. You can smell the aroma, all right?
Oh, yeah.
So now, what I'm gonna do is grab the butter. I'm gonna put a little bit of butter in there. Grab a spoon right here. I'm gonna put a little bit of butter right there. About a teaspoon. You don't have to use too much. About a teaspoon of butter right there. All right, and then now, salt. Didn't put the salt before, because I don't put salt in anything that I'm doing till I'm almost done. Everything else that you cook with or you put in there might have salt in there. You don't want to over salt your food. So I'll put probably half a tablespoon in there. I don't eat a lot of salt, but hey, and just pinch. All right, so that's about a tablespoon. Yeah. Again, very important, So we go and this is where we stir it up, all right?
Bob Marley song.
Yep. Is that playing in the background there? All right. Stir it up, Bob Marley. Yep, all right, so fresh, where's my, there we go. Black pepper. Just to top it off, some fresh black pepper on there. Keep the stove up on high for 1 minute. You're gonna cover it. That is gonna complete the cooking process. Of the cabbage. That's how simple our steamed cabbage is. Very simple, very easy, very simple, but it complements the food, complements what we do, and the flavors are not overwhelming, and it's not, you don't have 50 million things going on at one time. As you can see, okay, the only thing that we use different in there is the curd. The only thing that we use different in here is the coconut milk. So all of this goes into that, all of this goes into that, and this into that. That's how simple our culture is, that's how simple, but don't let the simplicity fool you. If you don't add the right amount, if you don't put the right amount in there.
And freshness.
And freshness. As you can see, everything that I have here is fresh. I don't like using a lot of powder. I really don't. It takes away from the natural flavor of whatever you use it. So we use a lot of, we don't use a lot of powder stuff. And there you go. Cabbage, I'm gonna turn this off. So I'm gonna show you guys what I mean. That's what 5 minutes of steamed cabbage is. You guys see that? That's it. All you need. Like I said, you can put carrots in there or whatever other vegetables you want to add to it. It's fine. I just like to do cabbage alone, just by itself. That's just me. Okay, so now we're gonna season our chicken. So I'm gonna turn the stove down because I want to show you guys what I was talking about. A lot of steam coming out of it. Can you guys, I hope you guys can see that. See the chicken separating? You see that? Hope you can. Nope. Nope. How that?
Okay, there you
There
go,
you
right
go.
there in the light. There
Chicken
you
is separating.
All right.
Okay? All right. That's what I meant by that. Now, I'm gonna finish it up, put the seasoning in there with the sauce. First, I add green onions. Okay?
The order doesn't matter?
No. Green onions, about two stalks of chopped up green onions. Pimento seed, I'll use like 4 of them, drop it in there. Now, this part right here, you can either cut this up. I just drop them in there. Same thing. It releases the oils and stuff that's in the thyme. So it releases all of that oil, so you just drop that in there. I'm gonna come over here, I'm gonna grab, let me do this first. Fresh garlic. About a tablespoon. How about that? Can't have enough garlic. Garlic's good for you anyway. And then we put the butter in. About a tablespoon of butter. Want some more? We'll just throw all of that in. So it's butter. Butter is good.
Butter never hurts anybody.
Butter is not gonna hurt. We'll just put all that butter in there. It's all good. Now, before I add the salt, this is where I do all of my sandwich. Mix it around, fire up to medium. There you go. So we're mixing it around. Now, I am going to, before I add the salt, I am going to add, give it a little taste here. So add that. That's without the salt.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So if you add salt to it before, now you're gonna add more salt to it. It's gonna be like, what the heck? It's too salty. So it's very important that before you put salt in, I already know.
So you know what you're doing.
Right. So again, I just grab it and I say, hey, about half a tablespoon. And I'll put another, and there you go. So most people like a lot of salt. You can, you shouldn't, but anyway. So you mix it around right there. There you go. Again, you don't need any more salt. Seasoning is gonna take care of it. Pepper is in there.
Oh, here we go. Here's the fire.
So I am laughing because this is funny. So the other day I was making something and this was not closed. It was open. I went over there and And yeah, okay. You guys understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So, make sure it's closed, okay. So I put like that much, like a half a tablespoon. That's it. You really don't need any more of that, but it's going to give it that unique hint of spice, the flavors and stuff like that that comes from the Scotch bonnet pepper. It's going to, I wish you guys were here to smell the aroma that's coming out this pot. I'm telling you.
We can't get the virtual smell.
Man, I wish you guys could get the virtual smell. I wish, but very important. So now we have probably another, say like that simmer for like 10 minutes. All right? How much time we got?
We still got about 20 minutes.
Okay, good. So, perfect. So that will give it time to do and I can plate it. And we do have avocados in Jamaica, or what we call pear. Whoops, yeah, got it. We have the giant avocados in Jamaica. It's like twice the size of this. That's the ones that we grow there. And 90% all meals is served with this or fried plantains. Couldn't get any. I've gone to many stores. Their shipments are just COVID. Yeah, blame COVID for everything. But so I have avocado instead. But we do grow avocado again in that region, tropical region. We grow this. But we grow the giant ones in Jamaica. So we'll have this with our meal today. So I'm gonna go give you guys a little bit of history, cultural history. Woo, my favorite part. All right. So we were talking about where's my notes? Because I did jot some stuff down to make sure that I give you the right stuff. Because I don't want somebody calling up like, man, you don't know what you're talking about. So, I'll give you some history about the traditional Jamaican food. So traditional Jamaican foods are foods that we created, dishes that we created. They are from other culture and out of necessity. It's very important that people understand that a lot of dishes that came out of Jamaica is because of necessity. They had to do it. They had no choice. A lot of them were runaway slaves. They were working on the plantations. They were brought from other countries there, so they had to bring their own culture to the island and blend it with the Indians that was left. The Arawak Indians or the Kerribb Indians. They were the original Jamaicans. They were the original islanders. And then the Spanish came and then everything changed. But when you talk about original Jamaican dishes, gotta put curry in there because they were probably one of the first that came. Then you have to put the Chinese in there because they brought their culture to it. The Chinese culture came to Jamaica as engineers. They helped to build a lot of the roads and buildings and stuff like that because they were good at doing that, mining and stuff like that. As I said, the Indians came to support the British. I'm gonna say support because that's a word to use, but they brought their culture also. Then you had the Irish. We do have Irish they were part of the British colony, so they were there also. You had the Italians that came, the French came. That's why most French people separated they left Jamaica and went to other islands. That's why you have Haiti and all those other Martinique and those places that were French speaking islands. That's where the French went. Most of those people left and went there. But our motto in Jamaica is out of many, one people. We're not just Black. We're not just, as everybody will say, Africans. We're not. Because if you take any Jamaican, no matter who they are, and go do a DNA ancestry test on them, I'm pretty sure 100% there will be a mixture of other cultures in that person's blood. And I mean, maybe that's why we are who we are. We get along with everybody. We try to talk to everyone. We have that personality that no matter if you're black, white, pink, orange, or gray, we try to, like they say, if you throw a stone somewhere in the country, you might hit a Jamaican. And he might ask you what you're doing. Wah, 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 you know. So, but we love our culture and we love to share our culture. We love to share our food. We love to talk about our island because our island is beautiful. It has a lot to offer. If you guys ever get the opportunity to take a vacation and go and see Jamaica for yourself, go do it. It's you'll come back and talk about it, I'll tell you. And then you can learn a lot more about that tropical island that offers so much and has so much of the world in one small place. When you talk about culture, that's a melting pot of nothing but culture. You will lose your mind going down there because in one day you can't. If you stay a week, you're gonna go back because you're gonna want to go back to get the stuff that you didn't get before. So, but like I said, I'm proud of my country, proud of what we're doing, and I'm proud of giving the Valley some of what I know. And if you guys have any questions about anything at all, don't be afraid to hit us up. We have Facebook, Instagram, we have a web page, we have a phone number, 802-3713. And come visit us down there in Exeter. That's where our new spot is. You'll love it if you just want to get away, have lunch, and just sit and enjoy peace and quiet out there. The breeze is out there. It's great. And you're off the road. So, you know, you're blocked in by palm trees. You just feel like you're in a little bit of oasis down there. So come on down and check us out. So our chicken is almost ready. Yep, it's going. So this is the fun part. This is my favorite part of doing this. Favorite part is plating the food. Now, I am going to plate what we would call traditional Sunday dinner, or just a traditional Jamaican meal. When you go in to have dinner, that's what you will have. So we're going to, that's the plate. Let me get my avocado cut first. Yeah, I slice mine just like that. I cut it right around so it's even. I open it. Nice, isn't it? Great color. So I just slice my avocado and I open it up and just lay it on the plate. I do that first. I'm gonna tell you why. Because, you know, sometimes you don't have space to put it, you want to put it on top of something. So I just grab avocado and I put it on the plate first. Not many people like avocado. I love it. Man, I eat avocado every day. Every day. Very important. There you go. So I lay that on the plate and I move over. And like I said, I'm doing it the Jamaican, the traditional way. So we just take the rice out. It's not fancy and stuff. Because if you want the real stuff, you got to do it the real way. Okay? Feel like you're home eating. So you take the rice out and you put it right on the plate. There you go. No fancy cup to make it look like it's a dome. No, you want the real stuff. So this is real cooking. Real cooking. Then I put the cabbage on the plate. Okay? Right, the cabbage and all the seasoning and stuff like that. And I put it on the plate. Okay? Very important. Now, the reason why I do that is because I want to make sure that the meat has its own space.
Very important.
Very important. The meat has to have its own place on the plate. People put the meat first. No, I put the meat last. Because I want to make sure I put the meat there, I know exactly where I'm putting it. You need to see the meat. Okay? So I grab the meat. Put right there. That looks good. Grab another one. I put it over there. That looks good. Grab the gravy, very important. You gotta put your gravy or sauce, whatever you want to call it. It has to go on top of the meat. See, look at that. There you go.
That smells good. I wish you guys could smell this.
You can't have enough gravy or salt. All right, so there you go. So I'm gonna let you hold that. And I hope they can, or you want me to hold it so you can tell me where to put it so they can see it.
That's fine. I think everybody can see that.
Can y'all see that?
Oh, yeah.
That is curry chicken, Jamaican curry chicken with rice and peas, steamed cabbage, and avocado. This is how we do it. Simple, very delicious, easy to make. As long as you do it your way, and I'm gonna say this, as long as you do it your way, but use the right ingredients, you cannot go wrong. You will never go wrong. Everybody has their own flavor and taste. That's why we do not shun any culture or anyone who's trying to do something. If it's not like the way we do it, we say, okay, well, that is yours. I like how it tastes, but it's not mine. This is mine. So you can compare, not say, I'm never gonna do this, or man, well, you don't know. No, never ever do that. Encourage people to, if they like a certain culture or a certain type of cooking or certain, whatever they like, encourage them to do their research. Check out the background. Go look at stuff. It's there on the internet if you want. Go check it out. Look at it. It's important, and then you can create your own. Right there, you can create your own. You see that? You guys see that? I'm gonna do it again. I know you wish you were here. I'm telling you, you guys wish you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, if you could smell this. So I am gonna get the verdict right now. So he's gonna come over here and he's gonna try it, and he's gonna let you guys know. Let me go over here. Let me see if I can turn so he. All right, there we go.
All right.
All right, there it is. Okay, I got him.
All right,
Yep,
you got it.
I got him. All right, he's gonna try that.
I like the blend.
Yes. Oh yeah. You got to. You have to blend everything to get all that.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I got a verdict. He likes. So you guys know he's gonna have lunch before he leaves, right?
I think I'm done talking.
He's done talking. You guys can have a conversation with him later about.
Not until about what, 2 o'clock.
He might have to take a nap after he's done. But is there anyone on there have a question, or do you have a question?
I think what we'll do is we recorded this session.
Uh-huh.
I know some people might want the recipe.
Yes.
So if you can get that.
I will get that recipe to you. I'll email the recipe to you. And if you guys need any tips on making any Jamaican meals, or want to know a little bit more about Jamaican culture, can hit us up also. I'll be very happy to answer questions as best as I can. So, because like I said, it's one thing I'm very proud of our culture. I'm very proud of what we have to offer, and not just to the community, but to the world, period. I think we have put a stamp on many places because of who we are as a people. And as we blend in, we love to try different things and we love to speak about what we know and what we do. So with that said, I would like to thank you guys.
One more time, where can we find you? Where, if we wanna,
We are in Exeter on the 198. I can't remember the address, but anyway, it's heading to Lemon Cove. It's right after the Texaco gas station, about 200 yards from the Texaco gas station. Can't miss it. Past Badger Hill going down. You'll see the big red building with the sign Kerribb Flava. You see American and Jamaican flags out there. Palm trees are out there, and you'll see the trailer pull out. We're there Thursday, Fridays, and Saturday, and we're going to start doing Sunday brunch as soon as we're allowed to. We're going to start doing Sunday brunches. So come on down Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
and what are your hours?
Our hours are from 12 to 5 right now because it's winter time. So from 12 to 5, and then once it gets warmer and days get longer, our hours will change. So come on down, get some fresh, good Jamaican food. Telling you, we have the nasty fries. People, you don't know nothing about that. We got the Rasta sandwich. We got our bowls, what we do with the garlic mashed potato and the meat. You know, we do different types of meat on there. And also starting next week, no, the week after Thanksgiving, we are gonna have the Jamaican fried rice because we're bringing our Chinese culture also as part of it in here. So again, that's what we do. We bring all the cultures from Jamaica, combine into one, and I'm presenting it to you. Because that's what's there in Jamaica, and this is what I want you to enjoy.
All right, brother.
All right.
Sure, appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Appreciate you. Appreciate for having me. Thank you.
All right, guys.
Yes.
So again, thanks from Mr. Kerran Green for doing this for us. Tomorrow, we're going to be doing egg rolls and spring rolls.
Ooh,
So that's kind of a nice transition.
there you go, right?
Segue.
Yes, yes.
So join us tomorrow, 11 o'clock. The registration's on the flyer. If you have any questions, please contact me at Brett, BRETTK, @cos.edu. I got some eating to do, so I'm out.
He got some eating to do, and he gonna eat too. Cheers, people.
All right.